Hey everyone, welcome to Comic Yahud, your place for classic comic stories. Today's episode, Tintin and the Blue Lotus, Chapter 7. Let's dive in. A stern chief of police receives the call, barking orders to his subordinates to intercept Tintin on the Street of Infinite Wisdom. The air thickens with tension as the officer emphasizes capturing Tintin. Tintin approaches Professor Feng's front door, knocking with urgency, while Snowy stands alert by his feet, sensing the gravity of the moment. The sign beside the door hints at a place of significance, adding to the ominous atmosphere. Meanwhile, an officer, with determination etched on his face, commands his men to rush to Feng Xing's house, his voice filled with the urgency of their mission. The weight of the situation hangs in the air as the officers move swiftly, driven by their orders. As Tintin is welcomed inside, the host expresses surprise and urgency, revealing a letter just received from the Honorable Master. Tintin's curiosity is piqued, the mention of the letter promising answers or perhaps more questions. Tintin stands, eyes wide with shock, as he reads the letter, Snowy looking up at him with concern. The tension in the air is palpable, hinting at the gravity of the message in his hands. The letter reveals a desperate plea for help from someone captured by gangsters, demanding a hefty ransom and warning against police involvement under threat of death. The dire situation weighs heavily on Tintin, fueling his determination to act swiftly. Resolute in his decision, Tintin entrusts a package to a companion, urging them to guard it with utmost care while he embarks on a perilous quest to locate the professor. The urgency and gravity in his request underscore the stakes of his mission. Tintin strides confidently through a doorway, with Snowy by his side, as two figures in trench coats stand watchfully. The air is tense with anticipation as a man peeks from behind the partially open door, curiosity mingling with apprehension. Suddenly, chaos erupts as one of the trench-coated men grabs Tintin, his expression one of determination and urgency. The struggle is swift and forceful, stars dancing around Tintin's head as he is restrained. In a dimly lit office, Chief of Police with a pipe acknowledges the capture with a satisfied nod, instructing his subordinate Richards to bring Tintin in. The sense of accomplishment hangs thick in the air, as if they have finally ensnared a long-sought prize. Tintin stands with a defiant expression, questioning the reason for his arrest, while the Chief of Police with the pipe dismisses his concerns with an air of authority. The tension is palpable as Tintin remains determined to uncover the truth behind his unexpected capture. The Chief of Police, Dawson, picks up the phone, addressing a major at the Japanese border post with urgency. Tintin watches closely, sensing the gravity of the situation as Dawson's conversation hints at a larger scheme in motion. On the other end, the major acknowledges the news with satisfaction, congratulating Dawson on Tintin's arrest and confirming plans to meet in half an hour. The pieces of a sinister plot seem to fall into place, leaving Tintin in a precarious situation. Tintin stands defiantly, his voice filled with righteous indignation as he protests being handed over to the Japanese, declaring the territory's international status with Snowy by his side. The tension and injustice weigh heavily in the air, as he points accusingly at his captors, his determination unwavering despite the perilous situation. In response, the Chief of Police behind the desk smirks confidently, dismissing Tintin's protests by highlighting his lack of proper papers and the right to expel him. He coldly washes his hands of any responsibility for Tintin's fate, the indifference in his words a chilling reminder of the danger Tintin faces. Half an hour later, amidst the grim presence of soldiers and barbed wire, Tintin is led away under watchful eyes. The cold reality of his situation settles in as he walks resolutely, his fate uncertain, but his spirit unbroken. Tintin walks with determination, surrounded by stern soldiers who lead him away, while Snowy follows closely, sensing the tension in the air. The soldiers' rifles glint menacingly under the harsh light, as if echoing the gravity of Tintin's predicament. As Tintin is taken further away, Snowy is left behind, his small form quivering with anxiety as he watches the last soldier disappear around the corner. The silence that follows is heavy, filled with Snowy's worried whimpers as he contemplates his next move. Meanwhile, Mitsuharado grips the telephone, beads of sweat on his forehead as he confirms Tintin's capture and the upcoming trial. His voice holds a mix of triumph and urgency, as he learns the trial will last 2 days, sealing Tintin's immediate future. 2 days later, a man rushes to inform the venerable Master Wang of the dire news, his voice filled with urgency as he reveals that Tintin has been condemned to death by the Japanese. The Master's face is grave, and the weight of the situation hangs heavily in the air as they contemplate the grim reality. A chilling notice on the wall declares Tintin's fate, listing charges of espionage, attempted murder, assault, and illegal uniform use. The words echo ominously, heightening the tension as the city is warned of the impending execution. 3 days pass, and Tintin is paraded through the streets, his head bowed under the weight of a wooden tablet, while Snowy follows closely, a picture of loyalty amidst the despair. The onlookers watch in silent dread, the oppressive atmosphere a testament to the gravity of the situation. Locked in a dim cell, Tintin sits with a heavy heart, contemplating the bleak future that seems inevitable. His thoughts are clouded with despair, as he struggles to find a glimmer of hope in the looming threat of tomorrow's dawn. Outside the cell, 2 officers engage in a tense discussion, their voices laced with uncertainty about whether Tintin will accept their proposal. The air is thick with doubt and anticipation, as they question the likelihood of success in their plan. Tintin, sensing the shift in the atmosphere, stands with a mix of curiosity and apprehension as he hears the approaching footsteps. He wonders what new demands or offers might be presented to him, his mind racing with possibilities. As the door creaks open, Mitsuharado enters with a sly smile, greeting Tintin with a faint warmth that only deepens Tintin's suspicion. The presence of a stern guard behind him adds an air of intimidation to the encounter. Mitsuharado, with an exaggerated sincerity, tells Tintin that he is offering him freedom, insisting that it's not a joke. Tintin's skepticism is evident as he questions the unexpected offer, seeking the truth behind the words. Mitsuharado reveals the conditions tied to the offer, demanding Tintin's allegiance to their espionage efforts and the location of a stolen poison. Tintin, unfazed, responds with a hint of sarcasm, weighing the gravity of the demands. Mitsuharado presents a tempting offer of $10,000, urging Tintin to accept his proposition and secure his freedom that very night. The room is heavy with tension as Tintin listens intently, weighing his options. Suddenly, chaos erupts as Mitsuharado is sent sprawling through the doorway, money fluttering around him like fallen leaves. Tintin's decisive rejection echoes in the room, leaving Mitsuharado in a heap of confusion and scattered bills. A military officer arrives, surveying the disarray with a knowing look and questioning Mitsuharado about Tintin's refusal. Mitsuharado, dazed and disheveled, can only respond with a wry acknowledgement of his failure. Tintin stands against a brick wall, resigned to his fate with a rueful expression. He acknowledges the dire situation he's in, realizing the consequences of his actions. Inside a dim cell, Tintin leans against the bars of a window, lost in thought as he gazes out. The stark room reflects his isolation and the weight of his predicament. Suddenly, a grinding noise fills the air, drawing Tintin's attention to the source beyond the bars. He peers intently, his curiosity piqued by the mysterious sound echoing through the cell. The soldiers discuss with grim determination the fate that awaits their prisoner, sharpening a sword while exchanging dark humor about the execution. The air is thick with tension as they prepare for the grim task ahead. Tintin, unaware of the soldiers' conversation, paces anxiously in his cell as a creaking noise from the walls captures his attention. His heart races with the unsettling realization that something unexpected might be unfolding. As he investigates the source of the noise, Tintin spots a rat scurrying across the floor, prompting a startled exclamation. This small creature offers a momentary distraction from the looming dread of his uncertain fate. Meanwhile, in a surreal dream, a figure Tintin with angelic wings clutches a giant key, soaring towards the heavens, while a troubled Mitsuharado tosses restlessly in his sleep below, gripped by nightmares. The dream's vividness adds a layer of anxiety to his already fraught state, as if the very key to his fate is slipping away. Back to jail, Tintin notices the mouse darting into a crevice, sparking a hopeful curiosity. He wonders if a hidden cellar lies beneath, contemplating lifting the flagstone to uncover its secrets. Kneeling on the cold floor, he begins to pry at the flagstone with determination, when a voice calls out, questioning his actions. Startled, he pauses, uncertainty clouding his resolve as he looks around for the source. Outside, two guards exchange words, one assuring the other that all is quiet, their breath visible in the cold air. The stillness of the night seems to echo their words, as they stand vigilant against any disturbance. Inside, Tintin, frustrated and weary, admits defeat as he examines his broken nails, evidence of his failed escape attempt. Desperation seeps into his voice as he kneels, contemplating his next move. Suddenly, a stone shifts beneath his hands, and his eyes widen in shock and disbelief. Hope flickers anew as the secret passageway is revealed, offering a chance of freedom. Tintin crouches by the edge of the secret passage, the voice in the passage urging Tintin to hurry down the ladder with whispered urgency. The darkness below beckons them with a promise of safety, but each movement must be silent to avoid detection. Tintin hesitates at the entrance, his mind racing with doubt as he peers into the shadowy depths. The possibility of a trap looms large, but the path behind him offers no solace either. With a resigned determination, Tintin grips the side of the ladder, deciding that the risk is worth taking. His heart pounds with the thrill of the unknown as he descends, leaving the surface world and its dangers behind. The sound of a clack echoes through the empty space, marking Tintin's cautious descent into the unknown depths. Fallen leaves scatter across the ground, whispering secrets of the past as they are disturbed by the sudden movement. Emerging from the shadows, Tintin discovers Mr. Wang waiting below, his presence a beacon of hope. The sight of him fills Tintin with a surge of relief, knowing he's not alone in this treacherous journey. As gratitude bubbles up within Tintin, Mr. Wang silences him with urgency, urging haste and silence. The weight of their mission presses down on them, propelling them into swift action as they slip away into the shadows. Tintin crouches with determination, surveying a crumbled wall as Mr. Wang, draped in a cloak, prepares to slip through the rubble. "I'll lead the way," he assures Tintin, the urgency in his voice driving them onward into the unknown darkness. Their path shrouded in shadow, Mr. Wang calls back to Tintin, ensuring his companion is close behind. "Yes, I'm behind you, Mr. Wang," Tintin replies, his voice steady despite the tension tightening around them. Emerging from the tunnel, Tintin finds himself inside a new chamber as Mr. Wang welcomes him with a proud gesture. "Your house?" Tintin questions, surprise mingling with curiosity at the unexpected revelation of their destination. Mr. Wang reveals with a sense of urgency that he rented the house next to the prison and used the time Tintin was paraded to dig the escape tunnel. His determination to save Tintin is palpable, a testament to his loyalty and quick thinking. As the first light of dawn threatens to expose them, Mr. Wang insists they must leave the city immediately, confirming with a companion that all preparations are complete. Tintin listens intently, feeling the weight of the moment as the urgency to flee grows. The sun rises over a tranquil landscape, casting a warm glow over the water and silhouetting the rooftops. Despite the beauty of the scene, it heralds the impending danger as time runs short for Tintin and his companions. Snowy scampers beside a cart laden with heavy sacks, pushed determinately by workers straining against its weight. The urgency is palpable, each step echoing the ticking clock as Tintin's whereabouts remain a mystery. Inside a tense office, a furious officer berates a soldier for allowing a prisoner to vanish, his anger sharp as a knife. The threat of what the major will say looms heavily, creating a suffocating atmosphere of dread and accountability. The officer's wrath escalates as he confronts another subordinate, his voice rising with the fear of what the general might say. The stakes climb higher, the tension thickening as each passing moment demands answers that remain elusive. The officer's frustration boils over as he berates a subordinate, the air thick with the weight of their failure. His command to keep the news contained underscores the gravity of their predicament. Meanwhile, a startled Mitsuharada with round spectacles clutches a letter, exclaiming in horror at Tintin's escape. The urgency of the situation is palpable, as disbelief and alarm ripple through his words. In response to the chaos, orders are given to strengthen the city's defenses, ensuring no egress for the elusive Tintin. The fear of becoming a laughingstock drives the command, amplifying the tension that grips them all. In a bustling street, whispers of Tintin's daring escape ripple through a group of men, their eyes wide with astonishment and admiration. The news spreads like wildfire, leaving them in awe of the young adventurer's cunning. Meanwhile, a stern officer reads the report of Tintin's escape, determination hardening his features as he vows to remain vigilant. The tension in his voice underscores the urgency of recapturing the elusive hero. As the officer approaches a cart loaded with sacks, his suspicion piqued, he demands to know their contents. The soldier and the cart owner exchange nervous glances, asserting that the sacks contain only rice, while the officer's gaze remains sharp and unyielding. The officer, unyielding and determined, commands the soldier to pierce each sack with his bayonet, suspecting deceit. His voice is firm, leaving no room for argument as the tension thickens. Reluctantly, the soldier approaches the sacks, his bayonet gleaming as he prepares to follow orders. The air is charged with anticipation, every eye on him as he begins his task. Having completed the inspection, the soldier reports to the officer, who dismisses them with a nod. The officer's satisfaction is palpable, his authority reaffirmed as the tension finally dissipates. As the officer stands with an air of authority, workers push a cart loaded with heavy sacks through the archway. The weight of the task seems immense, but his resolve never falters. Just as workers emerge into the bustling street, an armored vehicle roars past, its imposing presence causing onlookers to step back in awe and fear. The vehicle speeds away, leaving a cloud of dust and uncertainty disappear through the city gates. The driver questions a lieutenant about a cart seen passing by, laden with sacks and pushed by 3 Chinese men. The driver confirms seeing it, adding to the tension as the driver seems concerned about its contents. The driver reveals with urgency that Tintin was hidden in one of those sacks, leaving the lieutenant stunned and alarmed. The realization hits hard, as the lieutenant processes that they've been deceived, his eyes wide with disbelief. Walking away in distress, the lieutenant confesses his confusion to a fellow soldier, admitting they had bayonet every sack. The weight of his failure hangs heavily as they watch the vehicle disappear into the tunnel, leaving behind a trail of unresolved mystery. The armored vehicle barrels down the road, its engine roaring as it speeds away, leaving behind a cloud of dust and uncertainty. The lieutenant watches helplessly, knowing the answers are slipping further away with each passing second. Inside a dimly lit room, a soldier bursts in with urgent news, startling the sergeant major who drops his cards in shock. The revelation that the sentry has disappeared adds another layer of tension to the already fraught situation. Reacting swiftly, the sergeant major and the soldier race through the compound, their boots echoing on the ground as they approach the open gate. The sergeant major paces with determination, questioning the disappearance of someone crucial, his voice filled with frustration and urgency. The soldier following him shares the same concern, both aware that time is running out. Suddenly, their search is interrupted as Sergeant Major trips over an unseen obstacle, the Sergeant Major falling heavily to the ground. Stars of confusion and pain surround him, highlighting the unexpected nature of their misstep. As they regain their senses, the soldier urgently points out that the sentry is right there, concealed beside the vehicle. The revelation adds a layer of intrigue and relief to their chaotic search. In a flurry of disbelief and urgency, a soldier is on the phone, shocked by the news of a stolen armored car and hastily agrees to investigate the impossible claim. His disbelief is palpable, yet duty compels him to respond swiftly. Thanks for watching Comic Yahad. Like, subscribe, and catch you in the next chapter.